20 tips to help you become the best husband you can be. Being a good husband is more than just remembering your anniversary or picking up a vacuum once in a while, although both will keep you in the good books. There are many ways to be a standout partner, including things like prioritizing your self-care, practicing active listening, and taking on more household tasks. Learn what else you can do to become the best husband you can be. 1. Schedule regular dates. As marriages move past the blissful honeymoon stage, it's easy to stop doing the things you used to do when you were first together, such as going out on regular dates. One therapist told brides that regular date nights are essential for a stronger marriage, saying, "Routine dates are a good way to help nurture and nourish the friendship, which is the quintessential component of a long-lasting relationship and marriage." One study even found that couples who have date nights once a month are 14% less likely to break up. 2. Learn to improve your communication. One mental health counselor told Psych Central that communication issues are extremely common in relationships, especially with respect to topics such as finances, chores, parenting, and intimacy, to name just a few. To improve your communication, the key is to practice active listening, which means you're not just hearing the words your partner is saying, but being present, making eye contact, noticing nonverbal cues, and withholding judgment. Often in relationships, the other person just wants to be heard. 3. Listen before giving advice. Personalities colloquially known as the alpha type are more likely to give advice, says one clinical psychologist in Psychology Today, and those who are more rigid tend to give unsolicited advice. You may feel like you're being helpful in offering your spouse advice and think you have answers, or maybe you want to reduce your own anxiety around the situation. Although your intentions are likely in the right place, remember to focus on listening first and only give advice if it's wanted. 4. Take on some of your spouse's responsibilities. According to a 2023 report from the Pew Research Center, even when women and men in heterosexual marriages earn about the same, wives devote more time to caregiving and housework than their husbands. Chances are this means you're not pulling all your weight in the household as you could be. One licensed clinical psychologist says the division of household chores is one of the most common arguments she sees. Instead, ask your partner what chores you can help with and then follow through. 5. Manage your own stress. Stress not only affects your physical and emotional health, but it can negatively impact your relationship too. Some ways to protect yourself from stress include eating a healthy diet, reducing or eliminating smoking and drinking, engaging in physical activity, getting adequate sleep, and practicing mindfulness. If you're doing all of those things and it's still not helping, consider getting professional help. Once you find healthy ways to manage your stress, you'll notice how much better of a partner you can be. 6. Notice your partner's nonverbal cues. Paying attention to your partner's nonverbal cues can tell you a lot about how they're feeling. Nonverbal communication includes signals like facial expressions, body language, eye gaze, and even tone of voice. A healthy marriage involves being aware of your partner's mood and emotions, and since people communicate a lot nonverbally, understanding these signals can tell you what's on their mind. For example, if they're closing the cupboards loudly and making noises, they might be feeling upset about something. 7. Practice patience. A key component to a healthy relationship is patience. Impatience is hurtful and pushes your partner away, a relationship therapist told Chatelaine, going on to say that patience leaves space for your spouse to think and take emotional risks. To train yourself to be more patient, first identify when you're impatient and the emotion you're feeling, and then reframe that situation. For example, my spouse isn't trying to make us late for our dinner reservations. She picked up the kids and walked the dog before she could change her outfit. 8. Remind yourself why you're with them. There was a reason you fell in love with your spouse, but when a lot of time has passed, you're under a lot of stress or have a lot on your plate, it can be easy to forget what brought you two together in the first place. Consider reminiscing together about your first date or your wedding day, or try out a conversation starter to get the romance flowing again. 9. Practice being vulnerable. The first step in being vulnerable is knowing yourself. Only then can you truly show your partner exactly who you are and how you feel. Being vulnerable means we make a conscious decision not to hide ourselves, a licensed couples therapist told Green. Examples of being vulnerable in a marriage include acknowledging a mistake and apologizing for it, talking openly about a difficult emotion like anger or jealousy, and asking for help when you're struggling. One way to start is by getting in touch with your feelings, and then regularly sharing them. 10. Respect their uniqueness. Your partner has their own unique way about them, and chances are that's what drew you to them in the first place. Supporting and respecting your spouse's individuality, separate interests, and goals is necessary for a thriving, healthy relationship. A 2019 study found that people who feel they have autonomy in their relationships have a stronger sense of well-being. Just like you have your own interests and hobbies, so does your partner. 11. Stay faithful. Without loyalty, a relationship lacks truth and growth, and according to researchers, there are even health benefits associated to being in a loyal relationship, including reduced illness and a longer life. Psychologist John Gottman of the Gottman Institute, a research organization that studies relationship health, says, loyalty is about nurturing gratitude for what you have, and that includes cherishing your partner. It's easy to fall in love, but staying there takes work. 12. Take care of your health. Prioritizing your physical and mental health can be challenging, but the benefits to you and your partner make the effort worth it. The Heart and Stroke Foundation recommends that adults get at least 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity per week. Regular exercise has been shown to give you more energy, reduce stress, and improve sleep. By combining exercise and a balanced diet, you'll have the energy to show up as a better husband as you continue to age, as healthy eating can help prevent health problems and even extend your life. 13. Do what you say you will. When your partner doesn't feel like they can depend on you, it can impact trust and communication within the relationship. Following through on your promises shows your partner that you're dependable and will hold yourself accountable. Broken promises, big or small, corrode trust, a psychologist told Psych Central. Trust creates emotional safety, which is critical for vulnerability between the two of you. Next time you promise to do something, even as small as taking out the garbage, remember to prioritize and follow through. 14. Speak their love language. The concept of love languages originated from a best-selling book by Gary Chapman, a pastor and counselor who believes that people receive and express love in different ways. These 5 love languages are words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts. Chapman told The Knot that if you want to meet your partner's emotional need for love, it is essential to know, and choose to speak, their primary love language. Ask your partner their love language and then find ways to show them love in that way. 15. Don't make assumptions. It's easy to make assumptions, especially if you and your partner are not openly discussing your feelings, asking questions, or listening. When you assume something about your partner, you're deciding something as fact, without having all of the information. Instead of assuming, first give your partner the benefit of the doubt, talk and listen to them, and ask clarifying questions. Making too many assumptions is a sign of insecurity, so continue to work on your communication, focus objectively on your marriage, and if necessary, consider a relationship counselor. 16. Seek to understand from their perspective. Having a better understanding of your partner's perspective can create more intimacy in your relationship. During arguments, it can be difficult to consider your partner's point of view, but each of you are unique individuals with unique perspectives, and each need to be respected and valued. To better understand their perspective, consider using open-ended questions and listen attentively, to fully appreciate where they're coming from. 17. Work on your own issues. A marriage requires continual self-work from both parties, and if you've noticed that your issues, past or present, are impacting how you're showing up, then seeking support to work on them will help you reconnect with yourself and the people in your life. A therapist can help you explore past hardships and other factors that impact how you behave in relationships, a psychiatrist told Teladoc Health. To find the right therapist for you, ask about their approach and whether they think it will be helpful for the issue you're dealing with. 18. Be present. According to a study reported by the BBC, People spend an average of 4.8 hours a day on their phones. From checking work emails to scrolling through social media, it's easy to get distracted and become less present in your relationship. Being present with your partner and being able to focus, listen, and process without distraction helps improve communication, a licensed psychotherapist and relationship coach told Bustle. When you both do have the chance to connect, give them your undivided attention and practice active listening. 19. Discuss money openly. Hopefully before you and your partner got married, you had an open discussion about money, as studies show that disagreements about finances are one of the main reasons couples end up in divorce. It can be a difficult subject to broach, but being open about money will actually strengthen your relationship. Clarify your views early on, boost your financial literacy, and create a budget so you can agree on spending and saving. 20. Do things without being asked. An issue that's more frequent with heterosexual couples is the unequal division of household labor, with women still taking on more tasks than men. Even if you're pulling your weight around the house, doing things without being asked, like doing the dishes or putting away the laundry, is something your partner will more than likely appreciate. In addition to her doing more around the house, she's likely taking on more emotional labor too, from remembering birthdays to registering kids for summer camp on time. Instead of waiting until you're asked, next time just do it.